Hi, this is Dr. Jeff Davis, President of Lordship Investments and Director of New Way Community Development, reaching out to you today with 5 minutes to live by. In this program, we look at a variety of different subjects: Christianity, finance, mortgage, sales, insurance, just to name a few. We'll be coming today out of a book that I wrote called How to Become a Real Estate Investor. Wrote this book for people who are looking to invest in real estate or who are currently investing and looking to see what other options are available. How to Become a Real Estate Investor. Today, I want to talk to you about creating an online presence. Now, I've been in this game for over 25 years, and things have definitely changed in that time frame. Used to be that when you worked in real estate, you were always meeting people face to face. You were driving out to their house, or they would meet you at your office. Typically, to view the properties, of course, you would go out there, you would take a look, you'd walk through, you'd make your notes. You might be listing the property. Maybe you've got a buyer that wants to buy the property, or maybe you're an investor and you're thinking of buying it yourself. But there was this close personal contact, which was the way that people were used to doing business. In addition to viewing the properties like that, you also negotiated. You typically put contracts together, either sitting at their house over a kitchen table, maybe meeting at a restaurant. There was a lot of face to face interaction. Of course, there was some calls as well. You speak to them over the phone. But the times have changed. Now, a lot of real estate is conducted using the internet, basically. Working on, yes, you're going to use the phone, of course, but there's also texting now. And you don't always have all of this face to face going on. Uh, Plus, there's what's called virtual investing, where you're actually buying properties that you're not even in the same city to do it. So, I bring up all of that to say that what we've got to do is establish an online presence. People that don't get to see you and don't know you per se are going to look you up. A lot of times they're going to look to see if they can find out things about you. And this may happen by doing an online search. So if you're nowhere to be found on the internet, it becomes kind of hard to validate whether or not you're a real person. Now, most people have some type of social media around. They're either, of course, like I said, emails work out well, but they'll either be on a Facebook, Instagram, one of the other many social media platforms. But a lot of times people use those platforms for personal things. They may have, pictures of their family and, trips they've taken, etc. When you're in business, you want to have an online presence that also incorporates the business side of what you do. So, in essence, what you want to be able to do is to show that you're a business person, businessman, businesswoman, someone who is out there actively seeking to be in business. So, a few ways to do that is if you're using Facebook, you could create a Facebook business page. It always helps to have your business separate from your personal and to be able to just show what you're doing in business. You want to be able to show where you've come from, where you're going, what your goal is. No real estate company or investor invest in everything. There's just too many things to be invested in for someone to do that. However, you want people to know that you do certain things, and so you want them to be able to find you online. Now, one of the things that I would suggest that everybody does is you need to create a website. It doesn't have to be an elaborate website, but it needs to be available to do a few things. Number one, there should be a short section that talks about you. If you don't have a lot of experience in real estate, then you talk about the goals and the objectives. These are the things we're looking to do. This is what our company does. This is our focus. This is what we look for. Of course, if you've got relevant experience, you should include that as well. Maybe you've got 10 years experience as a teacher, or maybe you've got a real estate license, whatever it is, to help give you some credibility. Now, when it comes to that website, as I said before, it doesn't have to be an elaborate website, but it has to be able to capture information. Sometimes they refer to this as a landing page, where it might be a one-page website, kind of hits the highlights and allows people to leave information. But that's the whole key. You want people to be able to go online and to leave their information so that you can hopefully reach out to them and contact them in the future. You can look at different places that prepare websites. I would suggest you not spend a ton of money on websites or developing a website, only because that's not what's going to drive business to you. Think of a website as a storefront. This is a location that you have where you're able to store your goods. But we all know that if having a storefront means that our business would be successful, there would not be so many vacant storefronts out here. You have companies that that used to have huge locations that have now closed. Why? Because the key is traffic. You have to be in a place where, people are coming to buy what you have to offer. And it's no different with a website. You want a website basically there that allows people to come to where you are. You can do other marketing and advertising to drive traffic to that site. And then once they come to the site, you capture their information. But you don't look at it as if this is going to be the way to win, because it isn't. Establishing an online presence just allows people to be able to check you out. And you want them to be able to check you out. Now, the other thing that makes this really important is, let's say, again, you're into wholesaling or you're working in real estate, and now you've got property that you want to sell. You can use that online presence to be able to market your properties, which is what you should be doing with it, with the online presence. You should be putting information on there. So let's say you got some cash buyers. You want them to be able to see what you have to offer. You should be able to send them to your website to be able to take a look at it. In order for this business to work, you have to think like a business person, businessman, businesswoman. You have to think like someone they know they have a product or a service they're selling, and how do I go about it and make the best impression to the people in the world? Realizing, of course, that there's also competition. There are a lot of people out here trying to do the same thing that you're doing. Sadly, real estate has become one of those industries where you have a small group of people telling the masses that everybody can do this. You don't need any money. You don't need any credit. You don't need any experience. You can just get in here and you can make a ton of money in real estate. And that is just a bunch of crap. If it were that easy to make money in real estate, then everybody in real estate would be making money. But the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of realtors that don't make any money selling real estate. There are a lot of investors that really don't make any money selling real estate, or buying real estate for that matter. There are a lot of people who get into this and they realize that they cannot make it. Why? Because in order for this to work, you have to have people. You have to have traffic. You have to have interest. You have to have people coming to you. You have to have people wanting your services. You have to have people doing deals with you. You have to be able to put contracts together. And in the absence of that, there is no money. Real estate is not a profession that you get into that people give you things. It's not that kind of job or career, profession, whatever word you want to use. This is the type of profession where you have to get up, go out, and get it. You got to make it happen. There's an old saying, if it's to be, it's up to me. Meaning you don't sit there and wait on deals to come to you. You don't sit there and wait on someone to say, hey, I want to sell my property, and then where's the contract? I'll sign it. That is unrealistic, and it doesn't happen. Instead, you have to get up and you have to go out to where the people are. You got to bring the people to where you are. And you realize that most of the time, you're going to be talking to total strangers. You're going to be going into areas that you may or may not be familiar with. You're going to be talking to people you do not know. You're going to be looking at houses you have never seen before. There is a world, a new world, waiting for you when you get into real estate investing. So you create this online presence to let people know who you are, what you want, how you work, and why working with you is the best thing they could do to accomplish the goals they've set. How to become a real estate investor. You can pick this book up at www.nwcom.org. Again, that's www.nwcom.org. or you can go to Amazon, look for books under Jeff Davis, Dr. Jeff Davis, pick up a copy. It's been great talking to you again today, and until next time, this is Dr. Jeff Davis wishing you a day filled with both success and happiness.